Hi, and welcome back to Sound Connections podcast. Today is a special one. We have a partnership episode with Sørveiv and Norwegian Music Industry Conference Festival. And I'm very lucky to have two of the co-owners, Hannah and Lena, here. Welcome.
Thank you.
I'm excited about this because I went to Sørveiv last year, and I do go to conferences. I kind of semi-hate a lot of them because, especially for the conference side, there's not a lot of substance, and it seems like it's a great opportunity to meet people, great opportunity to network, and that's almost everywhere. But like the conference parts are either really boring or they're not very interesting. And Sørveiv really nailed it last year. You had an amazing conference. So I wanted to part with you guys this year, talking about what you're doing and talking about music technology, and especially in Norway, where you guys are based. Could you, for the listeners, explain a bit what is Sørveiv?
Sørveiv is a music industry festival in the southern of Norway, and we have live music and a conference. The area that it's based really needs this just because the industry is very hard there, and also we wanted to stand out in the industry in Norway.
Because both of you acquired the festival or conference. How do you define it? Festival or conference? What do you say?
We decided to split it, actually. It was just a music business festival with the live conference part, but we noticed that the conference part has grown quite big. So now we call it Sørveiv Live and Sørveiv Conference.
Great, got it. So you decided to acquire this conference and festival a couple of years ago. Can you walk me through the motivation of doing that?
You go, Lena. I was first hired to be the head of festival, actually. So I did that for almost a year, and then the owners had to sell it, actually. And me and Hannah had talked a lot about our goals and our visions and what we wanted to do in our work. So it was just a very good opportunity for us to continue the work that we wanted to do and also build a big network. So,
okay, we'll get back to Sørveiv because it's really interesting, and this is where the partnership, is centered, is about your conference. But could you first walk me through what is a music industry conference? What does it mean? Because a lot of the listeners that we have are entrepreneurs in the music industry. Some of them might not come from the music industry, and they're trying to make a mark here. So what is music industry conferences, and why are they important?
Well, a lot of the music business conference, and when we focus just on the music business side, it's a meeting place for business people, more than actually being on the conference and acquiring new knowledge. It's more fun. The other ones, and we've noticed that we wanted to learn more. That was what we wanted to go to a conference for, and we didn't get that knowledge that we needed. And also, most of the conferences have a very basic setup, so you learn not learning, but you hear the same thing over and over again, and it gets quite old. So music conferences today where they meet people, I get that, because you don't want to learn the same thing all over again. So that is why we built the conference as we did. We did it because we wanted to fill that hole that we felt we couldn't get somewhere else. And also in Kristiansand they had Sørveiv Tech. So we wanted to continue building on that because they still do a lot of tech conferences in Kristiansand. And since we did have the live part and there was the music business part, we wanted to connect tech with music business. So that was firstly why we did do that niche towards the music industry. Also, we noticed we have a lot of startups in Norway. They are doing great tech companies with what they do, but we also noticed that they don't know a lot of the music industry and how we work and how the laws work and everything. And we needed to have a meeting place where you could cooperate and understand each other.
Yeah.
So music business wouldn't be like scared of new technology, and so that technology businesses understood what they needed to do to thrive in a music business ecosystem.
Yeah. Well, that's really important. And I spend most of my time talking to music technology companies and music technology founders, and acquiring that knowledge and that network is really, really hard. So I really applaud you guys of combining those two, the knowledge and the network. But also, just to quickly just explain a bit about Sørveiv, you also have a live side. Lena, what is the focus on the live side for Sørveiv?
Our main focus is new artists, so they apply to perform, and we are very strict with picking the artists. So we want 30% from our region, because it's hard for those to get through to the other festivals in Norway. And also we have 60% unsigned artists. So we want this to be an arena where booking agents and labels and that sort of thing can come and actually sign new artists, because at other festivals it's easy to go see a great show, but they already have a big team, so you don't get that much out of it. So the goal is that it's for the music industry.
That's amazing. Going a bit back to music technology, because I think everyone that works in this space agrees that it can be hard to navigate and it's sort of problematic to find your foothold in the industry. But could you dive into some of the problems you've seen in the music technology landscape? What are people struggling with?
I think the biggest fright people have now is, of course, AI technology now, and not understanding data and how it works. We like technology, of course, that's why we do it, and it's fun. But we also see the struggles both sides have. And if technology is going to thrive within the music industry, they also need to, I can say, respect the right holders and the creators. And if they want creators to use their technology, they need to understand the goals of tech business too. I mean, everyone wants to earn money so that they can make a living of it. But we still need to understand that there is a creative side to it. And most of them don't get a lot of money for what they do. And also I have seen that many startups within music tech, they also have data they see that they want to earn money on, and everyone sits on different data and don't want to share it. But I've also heard with AI you can track music online. You can find out where it's used by using listening AI and identify it. But with data, you sit on what you have collected, and you don't want to share it because you want to get paid too. So who owns the data? Where did everyone get the data from? I think that would be some of the biggest themes during this conference, so that both tech companies can talk together. How can we work so that we don't have 1,000 pop-ups that do the same thing because they don't want to share what they're actually doing and how they get the data and how it's used. At the same time, if the music industry understands that too, we can collaborate more. And since we do this in Norway, and there are a lot of smaller artists, smaller managements, DIY, and smaller labels and tech companies, then I hope that we can get really good discussions around this without getting too hostile.
Yeah.
But I mean, and understanding each other means that you don't have to be that afraid And also if creators can see that tech companies listen to them, then they might be more compliant.
Yeah, because there definitely seem like there's a void in between understanding the industry, the creators, and some of the founders that work within this space, and we really need to make sure that that gap is bridged. I work on several technology products where the transfers of that understanding is really, really hard, and I need to be the mediator all the time. So that's why I really applaud these conferences especially for those people who have a hard time understanding music industry, and for the music industry that have a hard time understanding tech, of how we can create a sort of a meeting point. Because, technological innovations are where most of the worth is created through time. Like, this is not just something we're making up. That's in all industries. Technological innovations brings work to people, it brings revenue, brings, we can move forward. But somehow the music industry tends to be reluctant, in generally speaking, towards that. It's a much slower moving industry when it comes to it. But I also do see a lot of change, and some, initiatives like yours are addressing that very head on. Are there any conferences that you are inspired by, that you look to, like they're really doing some great movements that we would like to really look up, really look towards and learn from?
I actually did go to a festival online, Music Tectonics. They are positioned in Canada. And it was very interesting listening to, they were startup companies basically, and they talked about the evolution of technology within music. And it was very interesting, and I got the first ideas for the conference there. But we don't have it. We have conferences that do sessions about music technology, but we don't have conferences that have the full focus on music technology. And since it is very hard for music business people to understand, then we needed to do it from the top and down. First of all, basics within it. What is machine learning? What does AI do? And it's not just within music production, it's a wide range of uses of what you do there. And then moving further down so that artists know how to use it, and then management and labels and everyone know how to use it, trying it out during the conference. So no, I haven't been to a conference that do the niche that we do. For everyone. And I think that was the fun part too.
Yeah. Lena, I have a question for you, because obviously we're moving into an era where a lot of things are happening in the global scale of things within technology, and if that's AI or whatever. And what we're talking a lot about is sort of super fans, and artists obviously need to understand technology and how to utilize it, because consumer behavior is changing. And they sort of need to understand it. How do you experience the artist's reflection on new technology? Are they open to it? Do they know what's happening?
Yeah, I think especially the younger artists are very open to it. And I think they have learned to use a lot of different new tools in mixing, or just writing lyrics or writing songs. We had this workshop at Sørveiv this last year with melodies and lyrics. A lot of the artists thought that was really cool, and we also want to teach them some more tools to use, because it's inevitable, so it's going to happen either way. But I think maybe the more older artists, or artists who've been working a long time, have a harder time applying these things. And also in marketing, there are a lot of AI in marketing. So I think they are getting better at it.
That's interesting.
There also are the other side of it. As I said, we romanticize the use of technology, but there is also a big problem with using AI and data, because the tech companies get it from somewhere. And if you are going to create melodies based on blah, 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 or creating songs based on this and this artist or this and this style that this artist uses, then that data comes from somewhere, and that person that owns those rights also wants compensation for it, rightfully so. So even though we think and believe that you should use this technology, the tech companies also need to understand how the music business works, because we can't just capitalize on other people's rights and other people's way of earning their living. So it's a tough edge to stand on now, and we need to change the laws, and we need to do lobbying around the world, because I think that many music business people are skeptical and afraid of using it because they don't know if their rights are being treated as they should be. And there are different views on how we can co-live in this new landscape. But many people in the music business feel like they're not being heard. And I understand that. So it's both fun with new technology, and it's both, and it's also, I don't know what the word is, but we need it to navigate this world that we have. But also, I don't think that people can live on their music if we continue in this rate that we do.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of people that believe that. And I don't think also younger artists don't care about this because this is fun. But if they want to live on their music, they can't continue doing it like they're doing.
Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of change happening. So it's good that musicians can also come to this conference or other conferences like it and learn more about the future of what's going to happen. Can you guys walk me through if one of my listeners or the podcast listeners are coming to the conference, what could they expect? Can you walk me through a day? How is it structured, and what happens in the evening? What happens in the daytime?
Yeah, during the daytime, it's a full program, walking through how streaming works. We have a lot of music business people and tech companies that don't actually understand how it works, talk about algorithms and everything, but there is bias in music streaming, and there are new, bigger emerging markets that comes into place now, and we want to highlight that in the beginning. What are the trends now, and what does the global market look like, and what are the new technologies that rises now that we need to focus on learning and understanding, and then we will move further down. We will talk about distribution, how it works, and there are a lot of different ways, and a lot of different companies that do have their own business models. So people need to understand how that works, and not just artists, but also maybe labels that uses these different kinds of distribution channels. Moving further down, we are going to talk about how you can actually use these tools. But not only that, within tech, we are going to see and listen, hear more about digital live, VR concerts, and concerts in Fortnite and things like that. So we're going to try to cover all business fields within music industry and always have the tech focus on it. So it's hard for music business to accept, also music business people to accept that this is the way we do it. But I think they will also understand how important this is and learn something that they didn't think that they could have use for in their business. I also think that this is very overwhelming for people. So if we go from top to bottom, they will get a deeper understanding of it, and hopefully want to come again next year, because it happens a lot in tech and music every year.
Yeah, that's true.
So that you can definitely expect to learn something new, either if you come from the tech side or from the music side. no doubt about
Yeah,
it.
but we also structure the conference with like a keynote on like the introduction to the theme, then a panel, and we have some roundtable talks. So we try to apply like different formats in the conference and not just like panels, because you get a little tired of just hearing 4 people talking about themselves or everywhere they have worked. So to apply different formats, I think you learn more by attending more yourself also.
Yeah. No,
That is fun.
I agree.
We have told our speakers that they don't have time to say more than who they are and where they work. Nothing about what they do specifically in their work, or my background is this and this and this and this, because that's not interesting for people there. If they want to learn more, they can go into our homepage and read their bio. And as Lena said, we try to have everyone there awake. And then we need the variations with both expert talks and then panels where you can see this from different kinds of views. And we know that everyone in the audience also are expert in their areas. So we treat them like that. And the floor is open, so to say. Everyone can share their view, and no question is actually too stupid to ask, because we know that we have different expertise areas in the room.
And Lena, in the evening, something else happens. There,
Siri, tech.
oh, that's
Sorry.
great. We'll definitely keep that in. Lena, in the evening, something else is happening, right?
Yeah, after the conference is over, we have this lounge for our delegates to go and mingle and network and talk. And then the concert starts in about 6 o'clock until midnight. So we have 3 different stages, and in total, I think 35 concerts over 2 days. So if you are very eager to see all the artists, you actually can run around and watch 3 shows an hour.
Amazing. Well, I'm looking very much forward to that, and I met a lot of great people last time. We're sort of rounding up the episode, and we'll have more episodes with Sørveiv, talking with some of the speakers that's going to be there, talking about specific issues and sort of the same style as the podcast, but with a Sørveiv focus and music technology focus. But here at the end of the podcast, I'm curious to say, like, what do you believe Sørveiv will in the future? What is that will make you different, that's going to be specifically different from other conferences? What can delegates expect over the coming years from Sørveiv?
Connecting live and conference with actually having the artists there, actually having the music business there, not just the CEOs and tech companies that don't understand what artists needs and what teams needs. I think that is the key to actually having the music industry learning and knowing how to use the tech in the future.
Hey. Guys, it's been a pleasure. I'm looking so much forward to doing other episodes with Sørveiv. I'm excited. What days are Sørveiv? Just here at the end, so everyone can buy their tickets.
April 12th to 13th.
Great.
So it's just a month now.
You definitely see me and my team. We're very excited to meet you guys and spend a lot of good times together. And thank you so much for being on the podcast.
Thank you.
Thank you
for
so
having
much.
me.